Hi, everybody, and welcome into Cougar Field as we get ready for the final home game of the regular season for COC, final game of the regular season for College of the Canyons as they take on the Citrus Owls here at Cougar Field. I'm Matt Robinson. Glad to have you along with us, as always, here on the Cougar Sports Network. Well, it's been a tough week for COC this week. Lost their last two games against Citrus and have lost 3 in a row, trying to snap that before the end of the season and keep their chances at really getting into the playoffs, which right now looks like it's pretty good at 21-16 on the year. But need to at least pick up one win. Especially to close out the year and really keep that chance at a playoff spot alive as we'll take a look at the starting lineups nearly ready to go here for Citrus and COC. Steve Gomez for Citrus going to send Devin Diaz to lead things off. Then Jin Hattori, followed by Chad Green, the designated hitter in the 3 spot. Connor Green in the 4 spot. Then Diego Gonzalez batting 5th. Followed by Jared Jenner in the 6th spot. Mario Catalan, the left fielder, batting 7th. Jason Armendariz batting 8th. And playing shortstop, Nicholas Santiago, the second baseman, in the 9-hole for Citrus, as they will face Brooke Schneider getting the start for COC today. Schneider on the year 4-4 in 8 starts, 14 appearances, a 6.54 ERA, and 52 1/3 innings pitched. Has given up 55 hits, 44 runs, 38 of them earned, walked 39, and struck out 50. As he's allowed 8 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs on the season. As we're ready to get underway, as first pitch from Snyder misses, and we are underway as Diaz this season for Steve Gomez, batting .329. His first pitch about 7 minutes after the scheduled start time at 2:37 in the afternoon. That one gets away from Dane Flashberg and back towards the screen. So a 2-ball, 1-strike count. As we said, for Diaz, batting .329 on the year, 38 starts. This will be his 39th of the season. Is that one over for a strike? He was the count at 2-2. 46 hits, 6 doubles, 2 triples, a home run. Just 22 runs batted in, but has been very good out of the leadoff spot for the most part as he's down on strikes. So Snyder has the first strike out of the ball game, and we have one away here in the first inning. So a good start for Brooks Snyder, who's, as we said, been kind of up and down, a little rocky at times, but trying to finish off the season on a high note for COC. This ball fouled off to the right as Jin Hattori steps in. Hattori 282 on the season. Just 22 hits and 78 at-bats. Snyder stands with that glove way up near his face as he gets the sign from Flashberg behind the plate and throws it behind Hattori. Looked like he was trying to snap off a breaking ball that just slipped out of his hand. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. One away here in the first, just underway if you're just joining us. That one misses inside. This one chopped in front of the plate. It's going to be a foul ball, as they said it went off Hattori's foot. This one fouled away. We'll stay at 3-2. Three-two down, and it actually hits Hattori on the elbow, and that's why it moved down as I look up from my screen here. So a hit by pitch. Hattori on first. We're talking about for Snyder, kind of been rocky this year, up and down at times. His longest outing of the season, 6 2/3 innings against LA Mission College in an 8-3 COC win. He's won his last 4 starts, or 4 of his last 5 starts, we should actually point out, as he didn't factor into a decision against Glendale on the road on the 22nd, went 6 1/3, gave up 4 runs, or 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, walked 4 and struck out 4 as he faces Chad Green with a 1-away and a runner at first base. That pitch from Green, or to Green, called for a strike. Looked like it was away, but gets the call. For Green, 349 this year, 6 home runs, 30 runs batted in. This one chopped on the ground towards Ambrose. He'll scoop it. Fires to second for 1. Easy double play for COC to end the inning. 5-4-3 to finish it off. The Cougars with their 37th double play of the season, which is second most in California coming into today. It was 36, but you can add one more to it. A 5-4-3 tailor-made double play will end the inning. And after a half, no runs, no hits, nobody left. Cougars coming to the plate. For COC, the lineup will stack out like this for Chris Cota, as it'll be Jovan Camacho at the top, followed by Charlie Roca in the 2 spot, Andy Ambrose, the 3rd baseman, in the 3 spot, and we'll highlight him more as he comes to the plate. Andrew Allenson, the DH, then Jake Schwartz, Colin Yeaman, the shortstop, in the 6th spot, Alex Sepulveda batting 7th and playing right field, Ryan Camacho, the left fielder, batting 8th, and then Dane Flashberg in the 9th spot. Doing the catching today, as Citrus will send Aiden Ross to the bump. To get the start, Ross, it'll be just his 4th start of the year, 1-1 in 13 appearances with a 4.11 ERA. He's only gone 30 2/3 innings this season. He's given up 32 hits, 21 runs, 14 of them earned. Has walked 12 and struck out 20 over the course of those 13 games this year. Did pick up a win, went 6 innings against Bakersfield on the 22nd. That was his longest outing of the year. So trying to bring home a 4-game winning streak for Citrus and Steve Gomez's squad. Riding a little bit of a high note right now. Working on closing out their season. So Jovan Camacho will lead things off for COC. Has reached in 18 straight games coming into today. He's 22 for 72 during those 18 games. He's been hit by 8 pitches, and this season he has been a ball magnet. #1 in the state in hit by pitches. He's been hit 23 times this year. He's hitting .313 on top of it, with 47 hits and 150 at-bats, including 12 doubles and 2 triples. Has driven in 18 runs. He's also been really good at getting around and scoring. Has scored 44 times this year, which is 28th in California, as he laces a single out to right field to lead things off for COC here in the home half of the 1st inning. So the leadoff runner aboard for the Cougars is Jovan Camacho on the 3rd pitch of the inning. Has a base hit. So a good start for COC, whose offense has been clicking. It's just been a matter of getting the pitching to follow. If you look at the last couple of games, they lost 11-8 to Citrus and 8-7 yesterday to the Owls. So trying to find the combination that they need from all sides. As Charlie Roca steps in, a .309 hitter this year, 47 for 152. Has 3 home runs and 31 runs batted in. Slugging .414 on the season, with an on-base percentage and an even .400. Camacho very dangerous on the base pass. He's 12 of 13 this year. When put in motion, he'll stay put. Roca will show bunt, takes a called strike, and he's behind in the count, 0-2. The Cougars this year, just 33 stolen bases as a group. That's 65th in the state. They don't run a heck of a lot. It's just not in their playbook. For Citrus, they've allowed 75 stolen bases this year. They've only caught 13 runners. And that actually included on Tuesdays. This one hit on the ground at the shortstop, takes a weird hop and goes over Armendari's shoulder, went off of his glove as he tried to reach up and get it, and it's just a bad hop against. So the Cougars with runners on the corners. And it's a ground ball single that takes a hard hop off the lip of the infield grass and makes it a really tough play on Armendari's. So what looked like a tailor-made 6-4-3 double play instead will bring us to Andy Ambrose, who's the hottest hitter in the Cougar lineup over the last month. Since March 17th, he's had an 18-game hitting streak, hitting .487 during the months of March and April, since pretty much the middle of March, as we said. And it's just been a heck of a ride for him. He's been an absolute monster, batting .349 on the year, 11 home runs, 53 runs batted in. He's 6th in the state in home runs, 8th in the state in RBIs. As we said, an 18-game hitting streak, 18 straight with an RBI, and 13 straight with multiple hits in a ball game. Trying to get the Cougars on the board here in the first. As Ross set, delivers, and that pitch misses up and away. So for Ambrose during this 18-game hitting streak, 40 for 82 with 9 doubles, a triple, and 8 home runs. Has driven in 31 and has 15 multi-hit games during this 18-game hitting streak. 5 for 9 with 2 doubles and a home run so far in the series. That home run came the other day. It was a solo shot on Tuesdays. He waves on a decent pitch from Ambrose. Or excuse me, from Aiden Ross. So makes it 1-2. Andy right up on the plate. Roca gonna be in motion on the pitch. That pitch down and away. Good pick by Gonzalez behind the plate, but Roca able to take second base easily, and now Ambrose has a big spot here with 2 strikes and a 2-2 count, and 2 runners out there with nobody out in scoring position. Defensively for Citrus, Connor Green at first, Nicholas Santiago at second, Armendari's at short, Hattori at third, Catalian in left, Diaz in center, and Jenner in right, with Gonzalez behind the dish working as the battery. So a timeout as Gonzalez wants to talk with Aiden Ross here, who finds himself in some trouble. Still waiting on a 2-2. Corners are in for Citrus. They want to take away Camacho's run here in the first if they can. As Ambrose lines this one to left field. That's a fair ball. It's going to get into a corner. It should be an extra base hit for Ambrose as he'll glide into second base. And the Cougars put up 2 here in the bottom half of the first, as Ambrose extends his hitting streak to 19 to close out the year, and extends his RBI streak to 19 as well. Has given him 33 RBIs during this 19-game hitting streak. Give him 55 cleanly on the year, as it's an RBI double and the Cougars lead 2-0. Brings us Andrew Allenson, who's been coming on over the last 5 games or so. Was in a little bit of a mini slump, but has 10 hits over his last 4. Hitting .383 on the year with 6 home runs and 29 runs batted in. Hitting from the left-hand side of the plate today. It's Allenson, a switch hitting catcher out of Quartz Hill High School. not in the lineup behind the dish today, as he's been for most of the year. Took one off the hand late in the game on Tuesday, and I think that's why he's getting a break behind the plate as he waves at one on the outside, and he's behind in the count 1-2. So Ross, that little off-speed pitch that he throws to the outside corner, he's gotten the Cougars a couple of times. As he's got a chance to try and get an out here as Ambrose leads away from second. Allenson fouls the pitch away. And it makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll stay put and do it again. Pretty warm one today, 86 degrees at first pitch. It's the 1-2 to Allenson, misses outside. But gorgeously sunny, not much of a breeze to speak of. Pretty wonderful day for a ball game if all things are considered here on a Friday in Santa Clarita as we wait on the 2-2 pitch to Allenson. Ross checking on Ambrose will deliver. This one chopped up the first base line. It's a fair ball. Allenson does his job, moves Ambrose over to third base, but he grounds out easily to first base as Connor Green takes it himself. One away. So one down, here comes Jake Schwartz. Jake really a guy that, as the Cougar lineup goes well, he goes very, very well. Batting .276 on the year, but he hits almost 150 points higher in wins compared to losses. Has 3 home runs and 33 RBIs. You look at his splits this year, .330 as Ambrose getting back quickly on a pick behind by Gonzalez. As we said, hitting .330 in wins, but just a .197 in losses. That average has gone up a bit as he takes it off the hip. So Schwartz down to first. It'll put runners back on the corners. And it'll get us to Colin Yeaman, who outside of Andy Ambrose might be the second hottest hitter in the Cougar lineup. 15-game hitting streak that started way back on March 28th, but he missed 9 games. Otherwise, it might be a little bit longer. He's hitting .364 on the year with 5 home runs and 32 runs batted in. A slugging percentage of .645 this year as he's got 15 doubles. So he chops this one towards third. Double play in order as Hattori to second for one, not in time to first. And scoring as he sprints down the line is Ambrose, as it's an RBI ground ball for Yeaman. And the Cougars now have a 3-0 lead. So Schwartz out at second base. Yeaman over at first. He's got an RBI. As it brings us Alex Sepulveda batting .289 on the year. So good hustle from Yeaman, puts a run across for COC. And a 3-run first for the Cougars. Trying to rally with 2 away now as Sepulveda up. And a 1-1 count. Ross delivers. This one on the ground. Hattori scoops. Will fire across the diamond to Green. And that'll end the inning, but not before the Cougars don't do some damage. An RBI double from Andy Ambrose after the Cougars had their first 3 batters all with hits. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on at the end of a full inning. It's 3-0 COC.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
So it will be Connor Green, Diego Gonzalez, and Jared Jenner to hit here in the second inning against Brooks Snyder, as the Cougars with a 3-0 lead, spotting Snyder a bit of a cushion here. Green 395 with 8 home runs, 42 runs batted in. 22nd in the state in home runs. As he lifts
College of the
to right field. Sepulveda can't get to it as it leaves just over the right field fence. A solo home run for Connor Green. And Citrus gets on the board on a ball that maybe scraped the back of the wall on the way down. First hit of the ball game for Citrus, and it's a solo home run. Green did the same thing, or actually Chad did the same thing yesterday, so the Greens having an impact here early on. This time a solo home run for Connor Green to right field on a ball that maybe Sepulveda might have been able to get up and get to. But I think wasn't expecting it to carry quite as much as it did. So solo home run for Connor Green. Now Diego Gonzalez at the dish. Gonzalez, 324 hitter. 4 doubles and 12 runs batted in on the season. Snyder now overthrowing just a touch, way behind. 3 balls and no strikes to Gonzalez after giving up the poke to Connor Green. It's a 4-pitch walk. First walk of the day issued by Snyder. Base runner aboard for Citrus with nobody out. Here comes Jared Jenner. 220 hitter on the year. A couple of home runs, 8 runs batted in. Jenner, one of his 2 home runs on the season, actually came yesterday against COC. Went 2 for 5 with a double, a home run, and 4 runs batted in the ball game. His 2 home runs have come over the last 3 games of the year. And a home run against Bakersfield on the 22nd in his 2 at-bats. So he hits this one on a line, one hop through the infield, and it's a base hit for Jenner. So runners on first and second, nobody out here in the second inning is Citrus threatening now after getting a run across on the solo home run from Connor Green. A walk and a single. Mario Italian going to come in, batting 167 on the year, just his 4th start of the season. He's going to bunt, try and move some runners around. Snyder's only play is going to be first. They'll get 1 out. So it's a sacrifice bunt. Italian does his job. One away for Armendariz. As the shortstop from Damien High School stands in. Jason this season, 273 with 3 doubles and 10 runs batted in. And give him 12 as this ball game going to be tied on a base hit to center field. The throw from Camacho going to be cut off by Schwartz. They're going to have Armendariz hung up between first and second here, and he's tagged out. But Citrus has tied the game at 3 on a 2 RBI base hit from Armendariz, and there's 2 away. So just like that, a brand new ball game. Citrus efficient, gets 2 runs across, and 3 total in the inning after the home run to start things off. A walk, a single, and then the single from Armendariz. And it brings us Nicholas Santiago. Who's behind, or who's even in the count, 1-1. Santiago 362 on the year. So this ball hit on the ground up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. So after a clean first inning from Snyder, where he hit a batter, got a double play, set down the side facing the minimum, now having a little bit of trouble here in the second. Santiago with a base hit. And it brings us back to Devin Diaz, who struck out to start the game. Runner in motion here as it gets away from Flashberg. Kind of just skipped out of his glove. So Santiago down to second on a stolen base. So now Citrus threatening with a runner in scoring position and 2 away with Diaz up there. Swings through a pitch down in the dirt. So behind in the count, 1-2. Good job by Flashberg behind the plate that time, sliding over to make the block. Two ball, 2 strike pitch, misses up and away. So full count here with 2 away in the second inning. It's a 3-3 ball game. This one fouled off to the left, so we'll do it again. Diaz down on strikes for the second time today. Snyder gives up 3. The home run from Connor Green got it started. A walk to Gonzalez, a single from Jenner, and a single from Armendariz to score 2. Home half of the second upcoming. Score tied 3-all COC and Citrus.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Ryan Camacho, Dane Flashberg, Jovan Camacho, the scheduled hitters here in the second inning for COC, as we're in a fresh score, 3-3 ball game. Cougars had 3 in the first, Citrus with 3 in the second. Cougars getting their opportunity in the bottom half. As they face Aiden Ross here. Ryan Camacho, 302 on the season. It's 8 doubles, a triple, and 1 home run, with 32 runs batted in on the year. As he's going to show bunt, brings it back, takes the pitch away. Camacho did not play on the 22nd against Glendale. Snapped a streak of 15 plus that he has at least appeared in. Just 1 for 6 so far in the series. He's behind in the count 1-2. As he takes that pitch inside. That one chopped foul. We'll do it again. This one hit on the ground towards second base. Santiago will scoop. Make an easy toss to first to Green, and that's the first out here, the second inning. So one away for Dane Flashberg. Getting his 23rd start of the year. 232 on the season with 13 runs batted in. 4 of his 19 hits have been doubles. There's only 4 extra base hits on the season. Dane was pressed into service for a 6-game stretch early on in the year when Andy Allenson kind of came up limp on a single and stretched out a hamstring rounding first base. And did a good job during that 6-game stretch managing the pitching staff. Just has not been able to consistently put it together at the plate. It's hard to do when you're getting a couple of bats here and there. Ball misses away. As you look, yesterday had 4 at-bats. Those are his first 4 at-bats since April 7th against Fresno City. So he lines this one towards second. Santiago makes a diving play to his right to take away a base hit from Flashberg. 2 down. So 2 away, and Jovan Camacho coming back to the plate. Encouraged by that, if you're Dane Flashberg, save a great defensive play, you hit the ball hard. And the Cougars trying to get something going now with 2 away. Camacho singled and scored in the first. Frost goes to work, delivers a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Santiago, maybe you can see it on your screen kind of in the upper right, is shifted way over to fill that 3-4 hole. That's where Camacho hit it last time. As you can see, a big gap up the middle of the infield. As Armendari's kind of shaded towards second base, but lots of room out there. This one chopped, and that one's going to get through for a base hit out into left field. As Camacho gets enough, and the Cougars get a 2-out base runner here. Didn't hit it hard, but didn't need to. A little ground ball with eyes found in the open hole. And I'll bring us Charlie Roca. Roca singled, stole a base, scored in the first. Lifts this one in the air. Italian coming in. Armendari's trying to get to it, and they're not going to get there. It lands. Camacho going to stay at third. Roca trying to get to second, and he's out at second base. So that out of the inning, Cougars unable to push one across. As Roca just trying to get up to second, and Chris Cota still hollering at the field umpire from near the third base bag, but it's not going to matter. It's the end of the second. We're tied at 3 as the Cougars unable to get anything after a 2-out hit from Jovan Camacho. Hattori in the greens, the scheduled hitters to face Brooks Snyder in the third. Fresh ball game as Citrus gets 2 in the third. Teams trading 3-run innings. As Hattori first pitch swinging, a nice big candy hop to Yemen, and he will fire it to first in plenty of time. 1 away. Chad Green had a 2-run home run in the first on Tuesday, but grounded into a 5-4-3 double play to end the first here today as he takes a called strike. This one chopped on the ground towards Yemen at short, takes another nice big hop right to him, an easy play. So a couple of ground outs to short to open the inning. 2 down. And then the first pitch to Connor Green hits him. And so a 2-out base runner here. Second hit batter from Snyder. And so with 2 away, Diego Gonzalez, who walked and scored in the second, comes to the plate. That one kept in front by Flashberg. Connor Green down at first. It's 1 for 4 on the bases this year, so not expecting him to move. 2-1 count here to Snyder, or to to Gonzalez from Snyder. Good pitch. Snyder has some good pop behind that one. A fastball that maybe a 2-seamer, a little bit of extra movement back in towards Gonzalez. So 2-2 count with 2 away. So this ball lifted in the air towards right. Gonna be a tough play for Sepulveda. Dives, can't get to it. That's gonna get back into the corner. Sepulveda's not gonna get up. So Gonzalez is going to be able to round towards third. They're going to send him as Camacho has to come all the way over, and they're going to hold him up at third. Is a good throw in from Camacho to keep it there, and it's just an RBI triple for Diego Gonzalez. But Citrus has their first lead at 4-3, and Sepulveda is still hurt, and that'll bring both Chris Cota and Eric Buitrago out to check on him. It's going to be a tough play for Sepulveda any way you look at it, with the right-handed hitting Gonzalez up at the plate. And it was just twisting towards the line. He made an effort. He was close to it, but couldn't come up with it. And now being checked on by athletic training personnel and Eric Buitrago, who looks like it's right leg, maybe his knee or his ankle. So it looks like Sepulveda going to stay in there. Looks like he's all right. Mark down that play with Camacho able to hold Gonzalez at third base. As it looked like Gonzalez was going to be able to get all the way around and maybe make it a 2-run lead for Citrus, but Camacho hustling over and made a really strong throw back down to the infield. And so we get us to Jared Jenner, who singled and scored in the first, or in the second. Citrus with their first lead at 4-3. 2 away here in the third. As this ball lifted to right. Sepulveda gonna have a much easier time with that one as he's camped under it and make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But Citrus gets a run. They take a lead. And an RBI triple from Diego Gonzalez. We go to the home half of the third, and a 4-3 Citrus led ball game.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Ambrose, Allenson, and Schwartz scheduled up for COC. Ross goes back out for the third. Ambrose doubled home a pair in the first. This ball on the ground towards right, a base hit for Ambrose. So in 2 successive at-bats, Ambrose has extended his hit streak and his multiple hits game streak to 19 and 13 respectively as the leadoff runner aboard. Here's Andrew Allenson. Grounded out to first. As Amber is diving back on a pickoff move from Aiden Ross. Did his job back in that first inning. Got Ambrose over to third base, and he was able to come around to score on what was a fielder's choices. That ball gets away from Diego Gonzalez. And Ambrose up to second base. The Cougars in business with a base runner in scoring position and nobody away, trailing by a run. This ball lifted in the air towards center field, playable for Diaz. He'll gather. Ambrose going to try for third. A strong throw from Diaz, but it pulls the third baseman Hattori off the bag. So Ambrose once again does, or excuse me, Allenson once again does his job, moves a runner over. One away here in the third. So I guess Jake Schwartz, who was hit by a pitch in his first at bat, as the infield comes in for Citrus here in the third. With just one away. I guess with runs not being at a premium the way they are in this series so far. Just talking about 19 runs in game number 1. 15 runs in game 2. And already 7 here today. Schwartz thought he got hit again. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. This one, little nubber in front of the mound. Picked up by Ross, over to first. 2 away here in the 3rd inning. So after a leadoff single, a wild pitch, and a sacrifice fly, Colin Yeaman now with 2 away, trying to bring that run home. Had an RBI ground ball in the 1st inning. Fouls the first pitch away. Yeaman gets the Cougars that third run off of that ground ball by just hustling down the line, staying out of a double play. Like to pick up another right now and get the Cougars back to even at 4-all as he swings and fouls this one off to the right. No balls and 2 strikes. Yeaman extended his hitting streak to 16 games. Now him and the home plate umpire having a conversation here. Not sure what that was about. This one hit on the ground towards 3rd. Hattori able to scoop it up, makes a strong throw, and that'll end the inning. So a leadoff single and nothing else for COC. 4-3 Citrus, we head to the 4th here from Cougar Field.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Italian Armendariz and Santiago, the scheduled hitters here to face Snyder in the 4th. This one hit on the ground towards Schneider over at first, or Schwartz over at first. Boy, we'll get ourselves out of this funk right now in the 4th inning as Schneider gets 1 pitch, 1 out. So one away, Armendariz coming to the plate. Singled and then was cut down trying to advance to second base on a throw. Brought home a couple of runs, tied the game up at 3 on that single back in the 2nd inning. This ball chopped on the ground. Schwartz tries to dive and make the play. Couldn't come up with it. They'll try and get Armendariz, but he's able to sprint down the line before the throw to Snyder could get there. Roca able to back up the diving play. Nearly had it, but Armendariz on with an infield hit. So here's Nicholas Santiago, singled in his first at bat. One swung on foul tip into the glove of Flashberg. This one, then trying to steal was Armendariz, and able to get there safely as Flashberg's throw bounced. It's a pretty tough play for Flashberg that time. On the foul tip, able to keep control of it, and just unfortunate. Maybe you'd like that ball to kind of slip out of his glove, and then it forces Armendariz back to first, as it would have been just a bit of foul ball. Instead, he moves up to second. Santiago now with a chance to drive home a run, just one away here in the fourth inning. Good pitch from Schneider, sets down Santiago. Third strikeout for Schneider. 2 away, and we go to Devin Diaz, who struck out twice today. So give Flashberg a second to recover as that one fouled right off into him. Diaz lifts this one in foul ground back of third base. Ambrose tried to give chase, and he overran it, actually. There's a ton of room. It's hard to see on our screen. Our camera can only pick up so much of the field. But back behind the third base dugout, the COC bullpen's a 3-mound bullpen. And so there is a ton of space, probably a good 15 or more feet of space back where the dugout kind of ends. And that's where that ball kind of landed, with Ambrose trying to give chase, and he just overran it by a half a step. Nearly made a spectacular play. Instead, it's new life for Diaz with 2 strikes and 2 away. Armendariz leading at second base. Snyder's delivery bounces away from Flashberg. Moving up is Armendariz to third, and now a runner just 90 feet away. Snyder with 8 wild pitches on the season. As we always check with a runner on third. As this ball lifted in the air towards left, Camacho shaded in, makes the play. And so Snyder able to work around a 1-out single. We go to the home half of the fourth. Still 4-3 in favor of Citrus. Sepulveda, Ryan Camacho, Dane Flashberg, scheduled hitters here for COC against Aiden Ross. This ball chopped towards third. Torrey scoops it up. Plenty of time to get Sepulveda one away here in the fourth inning. Ross has retired 4 in a row. Camacho lines this one towards right center field. That'll be down for a base hit. He's going to try and leg out a double as Jenner cut it off, but not going to be in time as Camacho running well. The Cougars with the runner in scoring position and 1 away. Camacho has his first hit of the ball game. It's a double for Ryan Camacho. And now Dane Flashberg, who lined to second, had Santiago take away a base hit from him. Flashberg first pitch swinging, lifts it in the air towards right field. Jenner moving back, trying to fight the sun, makes the catch back over his shoulder. And Camacho going to move up to third. So now we go back to Jovan Camacho here with 2 away and his brother standing at third. Chance to try and even the game at 4 once again for COC with 2 down. As Camacho hits this one on the ground. That'll get through for a base hit, and we're tied at 4 here in the 4th. As the Camacho brothers with a couple of hits. Ryan with a leg double. Jovan with an RBI single. Gets us back to Charlie Roca, who's got 2 hits in as many at-bats, but was cut down at the end of the second inning. Trying to advance after that blooper that landed between Armendariz and Catalian out and left. Tried to advance ahead, but was cut down on the play to end the inning. Step in and try and keep the inning going for COC as he swings at the first pitch. It's fouled away. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, the counter to Roca. Keep an eye on Camacho over at first. A pitch blocked by Gonzalez. Good job to keep it in front. Remember, Jovan this year It's pretty much been a wizard at not only getting hit by pitches, but stealing bases for COC. 13 of the Cougars' 33 stolen bases on the year. Scratch that, sorry, 12 of the 33 stolen bases on the year. He's going to be in motion here as Roca swings and lights it up to left field and deep. That ball going back to the wall, it's gone. A 2-run home run for Charlie Roca, and the Cougars with a 2-run lead here in the 4th as they push 3 across. For Roca, his 4th home run of the year. It's a 2-run home run. And it gets us back to Andy Ambrose, who's 2 for 2 and gets hit right on the back on a curveball from Ross. And so the Cougars now with a runner at first and 2 away. So 2 down for COC. Gonzalez went out to chat with Ross. Ambrose hits this one hard down the right field line, but foul. Ambrose, a ground ball to first and a sacrifice fly ball to center field, 0 for 1 as he hits this one hard to right. That's going to get down for a base hit. Ambrose going to go first to third easily, and the Cougars will put runners on the corners here in the 4th inning. Already 3 runs across, and Allenson has his first hit of the ball game. That's going to get Gonzalez to trot out to talk to Aiden Ross again for the 2nd time in only 3 pitches. The Cougars trying to continue going with 2 away here. 2-out single from Jovan Camacho that scored Ryan Camacho and tied the game at 4. And then a 2-run home run on a swing from Charlie Roca to deep left field to give the Cougars a 6-4 lead. Then Ambrose hit by a pitch. Allenson a sharp single to right. The Cougars maybe seem to have figured out a little bit on Ross here. So far, the top 3 in the order have 8 Cougar hits. They have 10 total in the ball game. Schwartz takes a strike. So the top of the order doing all the damage right now. So this one chopped. Green gonna pick it up and be able to make the play, and Schwartz down to end the inning. But the Cougars get 3, powered in part by a 2-run home run by Charlie Roca. We head to the 5th, 6-4 in favor of College of the Canyons.
The future is yours, so let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit. 0 textbook cost class options and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Torrey, Green, and Green, the scheduled hitters against Snyder. Snyder working into the fifth. Now has a 2-run lead spotted to him. Cougars have led twice in the ballgame, 3-0, and now 6-4. 4 runs on 6 hits for Citrus. 6 runs on 10 hits for COC. Torrey hit by a pitch and grounded out. Waits on a 3-2 delivery from Snyder. Misses just inside. Really good spot from Snyder. Tough pitch to not get the call on, and Snyder not happy about it. Kind of takes a little bit of a walk, but it's a leadoff walk. And a Torrey down to first. Second walk of the day issued by Snyder. Gets this to Chad Green. Chad on a really good run to close out the year. A 7-game hitting streak, and he's got an opposite field home run extended to 8, and the game is tied at 6-all here in the 5th. As the Green Boys each with an opposite field home run. That was where Chad hit the one the other day in the 1st inning, and he's got one here in the 5th. His 7th home run of the season. So the Green Boys doing damage. 2-run home run, and we are fresh at 6-all now in the 5th inning. Now Connor Green, who's 1 for 1, has scored twice, been hit by a pitch, and had a solo home run. So Connor and Chad having a heck of a run right now. Connor was on an 8-game hitting streak coming into the series. He hits this one in the air to right, down the line, and foul ground. Nobody going to get there, so we'll come back and do it again. And after a hit today, we'll close out the season on an 11-game hitting streak. Chad, I think I said 7. It's actually an 8-game hitting streak for him, as he came into the series on a 5-game hitting streak and has had a hit in each game so far. Action in the Cougar bullpen now, as we sit tied at 6-all. 2-2 delivery down low. This one hit to left field. Camacho trying to make the play. Diving, couldn't come up with it as it goes off his glove back to the wall. And Green in with a stand-up double. So a hard hit ball. Camacho sprinting over to try and make the play, just couldn't get there. Lost his sunglasses in the process. That's going to bring Ryan Paramo out to talk to Brooke Snyder here. Looks like Josh Yosfan up in the bullpen for COC.
So Chad and Connor Green both with a couple of hard hit balls here in this inning. So Snyder struggling now after the conversation with Paramo. 2 pitches outside the zone. Faces Diego Gonzalez, who's tripled and walked. So 3 balls and no strikes now to Gonzalez. That one right down Broadway for a called strike. Chopper on the infield. Going to be a tough play for Roca as he had to wait for it to get to him, but he's able to throw out Gonzalez for the first out here of the 5th inning. Gonzalez does his job as he moves Green ahead to 3rd. So 1 away, and here comes Chris Cota. Pops his head out of the dugout, and that looks like it's going to end the day for Brooks Snyder. So he'll hand him the ball and head to the dugout. Gives away with a runner at 3rd in a 6-6 ball game here in the 5th inning. It's the pitching change in just a moment here on the Cougar Sports Network. So it'll be Luke Lamond to take over here. Lamond, 16 appearances on the year, a .964 earned run average. He's 1-0 in those 16 appearances. Has come in relief quite a bit this season for COC, but does not put together a lot of innings. As we said, 16 appearances on the year, but just 14 innings pitched. As the first pitch to Jenner hit deep to left. That one's going to bang off the wall, and Citrus has a 7-6 lead. An RBI double from Jared Jenner as Green scores easily from 3rd.
Jenner has his second hit of the ball game. And Citrus with 3 here in the 5th has a 7-6 lead. So that run charge to Snyder, that closes the book on him. He's on the hook now for the loss, as he goes 4 1/3. Gives up 8 runs, or 8 hits, 7 runs. This one chopped on the infield, scooped up by Roca. He'll fire it over to first to get Italian for the second out here of the inning. Snyder walked a pair, struck out 3. So he now officially on the hook for the loss. Now Jason Armendari's coming to the plate, 2 for 2 today. Drove in a couple back in the second. As that ball gets away, and scoring from third easily is Jenner. It's the 6th wild pitch on Lamond, and the Cougars, after just taking the lead 6-4 in the 4th, give it up here in the 5th, and it's back to a 2-run lead for Citrus here. Armendariz lifts this one in the air. Shallow right field. Sepulveda shading his eyes from the sun will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But Citrus gets 4. And they take an 8-6 lead as we go to the 5th. Starting off the fifth, Yeaman with a line drive down the right field line, and he'll be on with a single. It's a good job from Jenner to cut it off. And makes a solid throw to second, but nonetheless, Yeaman with a leadoff hit here in the fifth, and the Cougars with a runner aboard. Chasing two once again, it's 8-6. Yeaman has his first hit of the ball game, so extends his hitting streak. Pushing it up to 16 games. Now here's Alex Sepulveda, who's grounded to third a couple of times today. 4-run fifth for Citrus. Right now the difference is this one chopped off the plate. Sepulveda going to move a runner ahead, so it works almost like a sacrifice bunt. Sepulveda out on the ground ball. It'll move Yeaman up to second. And so one down with the runner at second base for Ryan Camacho. One ball, one strike, the count here to Camacho. Line drive, that'll get through for a base hit right up the middle. Armendariz was trying to get there. They're going to send Yeaman from second base. He will score, and the Cougars get one back on an RBI single from Ryan Camacho here in the fifth inning, and it's an 8-7 ball game. So Camacho, his second hit of the ball game. The throw from Diaz was to the second base bag. It looked like he might have a chance to try and get Yeaman at the plate because he had to hold up on the line drive, but instead opted to keep Camacho at first base instead. Now Dane Flashberg, who's 0 for 1, had a sacrifice fly, is going to try and bunt. Camacho going to have to scamper back to first as Gonzalez throws behind him. And what is a called strike? Scratch that, was actually a ball. I thought the home plate umpire signaled strike, but he did not. So it's 1 ball and no strikes. With the one away, Camacho at first base. Ryan doesn't run a lot compared to his brother. Talk about Jovan this year with his 12 stolen bases. Ryan, just 1, only attempt. And he stole it, and that was it for him on the year so far. So unlikely maybe to be in motion here. So he'll stay put. That pitch misses up. It's 2 balls and no strikes here to Flashberg. Cougars calling for a balk. Didn't get it, but still noting the complaint as we'll go back to work on a 2-0 pitch to Flashberg. Camacho in motion. Throw down to second base. Gonna be plenty of time. Camacho caught stealing. Good throw that time from Gonzalez, and there's 2 away. Just the 14th runner caught stealing this year for Citrus in what's now 89 attempts against. So we go back to work with Flashberg at the plate. Nearly gets hit. ball 4 anyway, so he'll go down to first. First walk issued today by Ross. We go back to the top of the order with Jovan Camacho at the plate. 3 for 3 today, all singles so far as that pitch down in the dirt. Likely the final time the Camacho boys will play here at COC. Unlikely the Cougars get to host a playoff game. They should be in with their 21-16 record on the year. Ryan and Jovan, such a big part of the program, both baseball and football over the last number of years. Feels like they've been here for almost 5 years. The pandemic kind of floated that around a little bit. Good breaking ball that time. There's actually a pitching change for Citrus that we didn't notice before the inning. Just noticed it now. Aaron Juarez in to pitch for Ross. This one chopped on the ground towards third, picked up by Hattori. Throw to first, going to be just in time. So Juarez gives up a run. But the Cougars get one back off the single from Yemen and the single from Camacho. We go to the 6th inning. It's 8-7 in favor of Citrus. So pitching change for COC here. We apologize to Aaron Juarez. Didn't see him come in. Didn't get a signal from the home plate umpire like we normally do. But Juarez gives up a run. And this will be his 12th appearance of the year. We'll try and bring you some numbers on him if he comes back around. For COC, the pitching change is Lamont goes just an inning. Or actually, he doesn't even go full inning. He goes 2/3 of an inning. For COC, they'll get Tyler Biggs some work. Biggs, 2-5 in 12 appearances, 6.75 ERA, in 38 2/3 innings with 21 walks and 25 strikeouts. First pitch to Santiago, and Yemen kicks it, so it's an error on Yemen. So leadoff runner aboard here. Citrus in the 6th. Biggs going to keep an eye on Santiago over at first. Diaz 0 for 3 today. A couple of strikeouts and a line drive to left field that was caught by Ryan Camacho. So this one on the ground. That's going to get through out into right field for a base hit. Going to keep Santiago at second base. But an error and a base hit. 2 runners on for Citrus here in the 6th inning. It's Ginatori coming up 0 for 1. Walked, hit by a pitch, and grounded to short. Tori going to bunt. He's going to lay it down in front of the plate. Good throw that time from Flashberg. Ambrose just able to get his feet on the bag. Steve Gomez not happy with it. Timeout called. The field umpire says the play was there. And now the umpire is going to get together and talk about it. No replay in the 3C2A, so even if we wanted to, wouldn't much matter. It's up to the umpires to make the call in the field, and that's the way it sticks. Long discussion here, so that's not in favor of COC, the longer it takes, I think. And now they call him safe, and that's going to get Chris Cota to pop his head out of the dugout. So I don't think Chris is going to win this argument. Chris was walking to the dugout, and he's still upset. Kind of stopped, turned around, shook his head. And now going to march back to the dugout, unhappy with the call. And like we said, not going to win that one. And I think that's, as we said, the longer the discussion between the umpires took, the worse that was going to be for COC. And in this instance it is, and now you've got Chad Green with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the 6th inning. Citrus clinging to a 1-run lead. Green with a home run and 3 at-bats today. It's 1 for 3 as that pitch down. I was going to say it's probably some pretty good restraint from Chris Cota not to get himself even further in a hole with the umpires that time. So we've seen it here before. It's happened a lot here in the 3C2A with the umpiring crews, where a call made on the field by a field umpire and then they discuss it and make a change. I think I've seen that more since we started live streaming games here on the Cougar Sports Network than I'd ever seen before in baseball as a whole. So this one hit on the ground towards third. Amber's going to step on third, throws to second for the second out. That's a good play from Andy Amber as it gives up a run, but you get 2 outs on the play. So Green on with a fielder's choice and an RBI. Citrus extends the lead back to 2 at 9-7. But with the way the ball moving today, that might not hold up. Santiago scores, so the error hurts COC. Now Connor Green at the plate. Diaz out 5 unassisted at third, if you're scoring at home. Hattori out 5-4 at second for the second out of the inning. And Green, who's got a double, a home run, and was hit by a pitch, has scored 3 times. Stands at the plate with his brother at first. Good pitch that time from Biggs. Right on the outer half of the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike the count with 2 away. Run across for Citrus here in the 6th. 3 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 4 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th for the Owls. for COC. 3 in the first and 3 in the fourth. Picked one back up in the fifth on 12 hits. For Citrus, 9 runs on 11 hits. The Cougars with 1 error, the only error in the ball game. And it came in this inning. And it was charged to Colin Yeaman, who this year has a .956 fielding percentage. It's his 7th error of the season. It hurts a little bit more as it gives Citrus a 2-run lead. As Biggs working. This pitch hit on the ground towards Yeaman. He'll flip to second. And so Biggs gives up 1. Pretty good, all things considered, with the bases loaded, jamming Chad Green up there. And so we go to the home half of the 6th. It's 9-7 in favor of Citrus. So another pitching change for Citrus here. It's Aaron Juarez went 1 inning of work, gave up a run. And they'll give way to Jake Entrup here. Entrup in 13 appearances is 0-2. A 9.31 ERA and 19 1/3. 14 walks and 11 strikeouts on the season. We did see him here on Tuesday. We'll go back to work for the 2nd time in this series. On Tuesday against COC for Entrup, he went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits and a run, walked 3 and struck out 1. Scratch that, I read the wrong line. That was the Bakersfield game, his last outing before Tuesday, which was an inning and a third with a run on a hit. As he'll face Roca, Ambriz, and Allenson here. Roca 3 hits and 3 at-bats, including a home run back in the 4th inning that got the Cougars out in front 6-4. Having a nice day so far today is Charlie Roca as he faces Entrup. One ball, 2 strikes to count here to Roca. Pitch misses down and away. Evens the count at 2-2. Good breaking ball, but just misses inside. As he walks Roca. So a base runner for COC here in the bottom half of the 6th. Leadoff walk. And now here comes Andy Ambriz, who when he faced Entrup on Tuesday had a solo home run in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And at the time, it tied the game at 8. Could do the same thing here with a runner on. As Ambrose 2 hits and 2 at bats. Roca leads away from first. And Tripp's delivery down in the dirt. Good block by Gonzalez. And that's actually going to bring Steve Gomez out to talk to Entrup here. I feel like that might have been a little bit of a visit to try and settle Entrup down. Also a little bit of a visit to try and give the bullpen time to work. Two balls and no strikes to count here to Ambrose. Entrup delivers. Called strike on the outer half. Roca going to have to dive back as Entrup keeps an eye on him. For Ambrose, as we've talked about him enough today, average up over 400 or close to it now. 30 for 54 in the month of April. Hitting .556 with a .926 slugging percentage as Roca again kind of caught leaning, but a lead not big enough to be dangerous. Roca 1 for 2 on the base pass this year. See, Ambrose waits on a 1-2. Entrup delivers. This one line to left field, a base hit. So Ambrose 2 for 2 against Entrup in as many at bats. And the Cougars with runners on first and second here for Andrew Allenson. So Ambrose making 3 for 3 on the day with a pair of singles and a double. So here's Allenson in the 6th, who faced Entrup in the 6th the other day as well. Swings on a big cut and swings through it. Allenson a single and 2 at bats. Allenson a little more than a week ago, I think just 8 days ago, had the walk-off 3-run home run against Glendale in the bottom of the 11th inning in a wild 16-15 win. So he's shown his propensity for heroics at times this year. Hits in a 2-strike count with 2 on, swings and fouls it straight back over us. The 6th on Tuesday against Entrup, he flied out to left. So again, we'll do it at 0-2. Roca at second, Ambrose at first. Entrup's 0-2. Softly hit on the infield, and Roca going to have to retreat. So Allenson pops up on an infield fly. One down, and here comes Jake Schwartz. Hit by a pitch, grounded to the pitcher, and grounded to first. Cougars could use a big hit from him right now. Takes a called strike. That one down in the dirt. Good job by Gonzalez. Keeps it in front of him. So Roca and Ambrose have to stay put. This one chopped on the right side. Santiago's only play is going to be first. 2 down, runners move up to second and third. Here's Colin Yeaman, who's extended his hitting streak to 16 games with a hit in the 5th inning. Yeaman hits this one in the air to right field. Playable for Jenner. He'll make the catch backpedaling. And the Cougars leave 2 out there here in the 6th. We'll go to the 7th inning, 9-7 in favor of Citrus. Gonzalez, Jenner, Catalian due up to hit here against Biggs in the 7th inning. This one fouled away. Good pitch that time from Biggs as Gonzalez waves at it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one gets back to the screen. So 2-2 count here to Gonzalez, who tripled, brought home a run back in the 3rd. And he's called for strike 3 on the outside corner, 1 away here in the 7th. First strikeout for Biggs. Here comes Jared Jenner. 2 for 3 today. Single, doubled, and flied out to right. One ball, one strike to count here to Jenner. Biggs trying to get a hold right now after he gave up a run in the 6th. Would like to keep it a 2-run ball game. Looking ahead to the 7th inning for COC. It's Sepulveda, Camacho, and Flashberg, the scheduled hitters. Jenner down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Biggs here in the 7th. And a pinch hitter here for Italian in the 7th. As Roman Robles, the left-handed hitting sophomore out of Covina High School, will step in. Robles this year 237 hitter. 18 hits, 6 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. Been on kind of a little bit of a struggle as of lately at the plate. Coming into the series was just 3 for 23 over his last 11. Didn't have an at-bat in the first 2 games. This is his first chance at the plate here in this final game of the season for Citrus. Final regular season game for COC. That one down in the dirt. So the count now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fouled away to the screen. We'll do it again. We'll wait on the 3-2 one more time as Biggs back into the windup. Misses up, 2-out walk to Robles. Can't ask anything more out of your pinch hitter. And here's Jason Armendariz. A couple of hits and 3 at-bats. Good pitch that time from Biggs on the outer half. Evens the count at 1-1. So this ball lifted in the air towards deep left. Camacho going back will have a play on it. Over his shoulder makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. So Biggs gives up a 2-out walk, and that's it. Stretch time here from Cougar Field, 9-7 in favor of Citrus. So Entrup to face Sepulveda, Camacho, and Dane Flashberg. As we work in the home half of the 7th inning. Sepulveda no hits and 3 at-bats today. This one chopped onto the left side. Armendari's a long throw, not going to be in time. It's an infield hit for Sepulveda. And the Cougars have a base runner here in the 7th inning. First hit of the day for Alex Sepulveda. That's going to bring a... It's going to bring Steve Gomez back out. And he immediately points to the bullpen, so that's going to end the day for Entrup. Can't quite close the book on him. He's responsible for the runner out there at first base. But he'll exit, and we'll have another pitching change here from Cougar Field. As Citrus going to opt to go to the bullpen to face Ryan Camacho, who's coming to the plate. So it'll be George Gonzalez to take over. He pitched on Tuesday, went a third of an inning, walked one and struck out one. On the season for Gonzalez is 6.48 ERA in 8 appearances. 8 1/3 innings, has struck out 6 and walked 7. So he'll face Ryan Camacho. Probably Dane Flashberg, and that might be it. His last game, we saw him here on Tuesday. He faced a couple of right-handed hitters, and that was all he faced. The first lefty to come up moved him on. Very deceptive on the rubber. Kind of falls into that sidearm submarine style. Makes it tough on a right-handed hitter to pick up the ball. So face Camacho here, who's got 2 hits and 3 at-bats. A double, a single, an RBI, and a run scored. Sepulveda at first. The curveball in for a strike. Camacho again stands and waits. Gonzalez delivers. That ball misses on the outside, makes it 1-1. Camacho lifts this one in the air towards left field. Robles, who stayed in the game, will have to go back on it and make the catch. One out here in the 7th. Here comes Dane Flashberg, 0 for 1 today. Lined to second. Had a base hit taken away from him by Santiago back in the 2nd inning. Then had a sacrifice fly ball and a walk. Hits with one away here in the 7th inning for COC. 9-7 in favor of Citrus. Runner in motion. Throw down to second base, not going to be in time. Sepulveda with a stolen base. His 7th steal in 11 attempts. Cougars now run out there in scoring position. So now you ask Flashberg to try and bring him home with one away. Good pitch that time from Gonzalez on the outside for a strike. One breaking ball misses away. Two balls, one strike, one away. Sepulveda out at second base. Good take by Flashberg that time on a ball that looked like it was going to spin through the zone and just missed outside. So a 3-1 count here to Flashberg. As he hits this one in the air towards center field. Going back is Diaz, looking over his shoulder. It's gone! A 2-run home run for Flashberg. And we are tied at 9 here in the 7th. His first home run of the year for the sophomore out of Damien High School. And it comes at a big time with a runner on and ties the game at 9. Just a 3-1 pitch that stayed in the zone too much from Gonzalez. And Flashberg makes him pay. It was hit well off the bat, but just kept going and got just out over the center field wall. Diaz tried to go and get it and could not. Camacho nearly gets hit and just shakes his head. And Jovan, we talked about it in the early part of the game. He's already been hit 23 times this year, so I think at this point it's just become comical to him. He leads the state in hit by pitches as he takes a called strike. And it's not like he's a guy that stands right absolutely on top of the plate either. It just seems as though he's a ball magnet as he takes a called strike on the outer half, and it's 1-2. This one lifted in the air, in foul ground, on the infield. Hattori now moving back towards the infield, makes the play in fair territory. And that's the second out here of the 7th inning. So 2 down, Charlie Roca, who's walked, homered, singled twice. 3 hits in as many at-bats. Takes a called strike. Roca, the 2-run home run back in the 4th. The Cougars with a pair of home runs in the ball game. Citrus with a pair of home runs in the ball game. One from each one of the Green brothers. Connor had one in the 2nd. Chad had one in the 4th. For the Cougars, Roca home run in the 4th. And Flashberg, the 2-run home run just a few moments ago to tie us at 9 here in the 7th. Good breaking ball over for a strike. Roca wasn't happy with it, thought it was down. Gonzalez tries to beat him with a fastball and misses it well outside. 2-2 pitch on the way. Misses up. And so the count full. That one called strike 3. Roga down on strikes. Gonzalez, though, gives up a 2-run home run. We're tied at 9 as we go to the 8th here from Cougar Field. Santiago Diaz-Satori, the scheduled hitters for Citrus here in the 8th inning. Biggs still in there working his 3rd inning of the day, trying to keep it now at a 9-9 ball game as Santiago fouls the first pitch into the Citrus dugout. Mario Catalian having a little bit of fun down there in the dugout. Couldn't scoop the ball up. I think it kind of bumped into him and it hit me. Wasn't a hard hit ball. Santiago hits this one well out to left, but playable for Camacho, and he'll make the catch. 1 down. So on away, Devin Diaz coming to the plate. 1 for 4 today. Struck out in his first 2 at-bats. Lined to left field, and then had a single in the 6th. Takes a called strike. Looking ahead for COC. Ambrose, Allenson, Schwartz. Harder order coming up in the 7th, or in the 8th. To-back strikes on fastballs from Biggs. Diaz chops this one towards first. Schwartz gonna pick it up and step on the bag. 2 down here in the 8th. And now Jin Hattori coming to the plate. So interesting here for COC in a 9-9 ball game. Usually Jake Schwartz is your closer, but he's due up 3rd in the inning. So this ball lifted in the air towards deep center field. Camacho going back, looking at it, back to the wall. Will make the catch just in front of it. As Hattori gave it a ride, but a couple of feet short. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Biggs. We head to the 8th. It's still tied at 9. Pitching change for Citrus here in the 8th inning. Joseph Jimenez will make his 23rd appearance of the year. The righty of .573 ERA in 44 innings, has walked 22 and struck out 47. Allowed 33 runs, just 28 of them earned. So face the heart of the Cougar order in Ambrose, Allenson, and Schwartz. Gonzalez's day ends after an inning. Gave up just 2 hits. Scratch that, gave up just 1 hit. And it was a big hit. It was the 2-run home run from Flashberg. So right now, no pitcher of record for Citrus. It would be Jimenez at the moment in a 9-9 ball game. For COC, they're able to get Brooks Schneider and Luke Lamond off the hook. As Biggs has done a very nice job since coming in the 6th. Gave up a run, and it was an unearned run. Has only given up 1 hit. As here's Andy Ambrose to start things off here in the 8th for COC. Ambrose 3 for 3, was hit by a pitch, has been on all 4 times today. As that pitch misses away. Continues to be the straw that stirs the proverbial COC Cougar drink. That one in for a strike. He wasn't happy with it. But will settle himself back in. The bugs are out here today, man. We've been getting eaten alive up here near the press box. As they say, Ambrose couldn't check his swing. It's strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. This would be a big get to start for Jimenez. That one misses just outside. Really good pitch. That's a tough take. Gonzalez wanted it, didn't get it. Ambrose has struck out 30 times this year. As he fouls that one away and stays alive. It's really been the only thing Andy hasn't done well this year at the plate. So he waits on a 2-2. This one hit in the air to left field and deep. That ball going back. It's going to get off the bottom of the wall. Ambrose heading towards second base as Robles had some trouble with it. It's a leadoff double for Andy Ambrose as he continues his tear through the state of California in the month of March and April. Another double for Ambrose on the day. And now the Cougars with the go-ahead run out at second base with Andrew Allenson coming to the plate. Good pitch that time on the outside from Jimenez for a called strike. I mean, I know we've talked a lot about Ambrose, but now 34 hits in April alone, 11 doubles, 26 runs batted in. He's 44 for 86 during this 18-game hitting streak right now. That's 511 during the hitting streak. He's hitting almost 600 just in the month of April alone.
pretty wild numbers as Allenson waits on the pitch, takes it away, and it's 1-2. Amber has 9 hits in this series in 13 at-bats. Amber is Allenson, waves and is down on strikes. First strikeout for Jimenez. And that's a big get to get Allenson. Now Jake Schwartz comes to the plate. Schwartz 0 for 3 today. Cougars want to cash in Ambrose at second base. Schwartz, a line drive to right field. That'll get down for a base hit. Ambrose going to be sent from second base. The throw to the plate, up the third base line, not in time. Schwartz down to second base, and the Cougars have taken a 10-9 lead here in the 8th inning. On an RBI base hit from Jake Schwartz. It was a good throw from Jenner out and right. Would have been in time, but he threw it up the third base line just a touch, and Amber is able to come in and score. And so the double and the single from Schwartz. He now stands at second after the throw, and Colin Yeaman going to try and change places with him. Has a hit in 3 at-bats today, hit in 4 at-bats actually. As he swings and fouls the first pitch away. We talked about Schwartz being a guy that really comes alive and feeds off the rest of the lineup. Today he's had a tough day, just 1 hit and 4 at bats, but in wins hitting up over 330 on the season. And that just shows how much when the Cougar lineup is going, he seems to find a way to contribute as well. As Yeaman smokes this one to deep center field. Diaz not gonna get there, it leaves. A 2-run home run for Colin Yeaman. And the Cougars have a 3-run lead. So the Cougars punishing Jimenez here. A double to start off, a sharply hit single out to right, and a deep fly ball to center field that leaves the yard for Colin Yeaman. His 6th home run of the year. And now we go to Alex Sepulveda, who had an infield single in the 7th that came around to score. And all of a sudden, the Cougars with a 12-9 lead. Jimenez's first pitch lifted in the air to right field, playable for Jenner, fighting the sun. He makes the catch for the second out here in the 8th inning. So 2 down, and Ryan Camacho coming back to the plate. A double, a single, an RBI and a run scored in 4 at-bats today. That one hit Camacho on the hand. And now Steve Gomez is going to pop out and says he was trying to bunt. So Camacho goes down to first for the moment. Now the field umpire and the home plate umpire are going to come together once again to chat. I would say if the Cougars get this one overturned, Chris Cota, even though they're winning by 3, might come out of the dugout and be a little bit upset. 1, you live with. 2, yeah, that's true. He's kind of down there stomping around, and they say it's going to stand the way it is.
So it's a 2-out base runner for COC. Camacho hit by a pitch, and just the brothers Camacho are ball magnets, apparently. I told you, Jovan, 23 times he's been hit. Ryan, surprisingly, only 7. Go figure that one out. Here's Dane Flashberg, had a 2-run home run in the 7th inning that tied the game at 9. His first hit in just 2 qualified at bats today. He's been on twice. Ryan leads away from first, in motion. Throw down to second base. Gonna be just in time. Camacho thought he got his hand underneath, but that'll end the inning. A really good throw from Gonzalez again. The Cougars caught trying to steal second base, but they do get 3. A 2-run home run from Colin Yeaman, an RBI single from Jake Schwartz. We go to the 9th, 12-9 COC. So we go to the 9th here. It'll be Chad Green, Connor Green, Diego Gonzalez, and it'll be Tyler Biggs to try and finish this one off at the moment. This one hit in the air towards deep right center field. Sepulveda going back, but he's not going to be able to get there. A solo leadoff home run on the first pitch of the 9th inning by Chad Green. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-run ball game. Second home run of the day for Chad Green. So the Green boys doing damage. 3rd home run for Citrus today. And both of them coming between Chad and Connor Green, and now Connor Green comes to the plate. So now we go to Connor Green, who's reached 4 times today, 2 hits and 3 at-bats. Good pitch by Biggs that time, gets himself into a 1-1 count. Biggs right now the pitcher of record for COC, trying to finish off what would be a relief appearance win. The lead now down to 2, though. This one hit on the ground towards third. Ambrose will scoop it up. Fires high. Schwartz comes down on the bag. 1 away. Here's Diego Gonzalez. Tripled in the 3rd, walked in the 2nd, grounded out and struck out, 1 for 3. Citrus down to their last 2 outs. Cougars trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Owls trying to extend a 3-game winning streak. And at least force the Cougars to hit here in the 9th. One ball, one strike count. This one hit on the ground towards the right side. Roca couldn't field it in shallow right field. It was kind of off the end of the bat from Gonzalez. And so a base runner for Citrus. Steve Gomez walks all the way over to the Citrus dugout. Now Chris Cota coming out. And he's going to call to the bullpen here. So pitching change for COC as we'll get Xavier Stoker coming in to take over with 1 away and a runner at first base here in the 9th inning. So Xavier Stoker in to try and finish this out. Stoker this year, 5.24 ERA in 26 appearances, 34 strikeouts, 28 walks. And he's going to try and close this one out. Biggs goes 3 1/3 in relief. Now here's Jared Jenner facing Stoker, fouls the first pitch away. So a really big spot here for the sophomore and Xavier Stoker, trying to get the Cougars a win to close out the season. That ball squirts away from Flashberg, but Gonzalez, who reached on an error, it was scored E4, stays at first base. Jenner today a couple of hits, fouls this one away. Stoker on Tuesday went an inning and 2/3. He walked 4 and struck out 2. Didn't give up a hit. Breaking ball in the dirt. Flashberg keeps it in front. Two misses down, and now it's a full count here with one away. Tying run is at the plate. Jenner going to take a walk here. Jenner 2 home runs in the last 4 games. So certainly dangerous. Roman Robles, a couple of home runs on the year. Has some pop as well, waiting in the on-deck circle. So we wait on the 3-2. Called strike 3. Jenner going to go to the dugout not happy. Looks at the home plate umpire, shakes his head as he picks the bat up, and still has some words for the umpire with 2 away. So 2 down here, and here comes Roman Robles, who now represents the tying run. So Stoker gets one of the 2 needed. That pitch misses just away. For Stoker, would be his first save of the year should he be able to pick it up. Hasn't had many opportunities this year as it's been the Jake Schwartz show in the 9th. That one misses just outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Stoker last year was the closer for COC. So certainly not an unfamiliar spot for him. Breaking ball for a called strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 away. Tying run at the plate in Roman Robles. Good fastball. And the Owls down to their final strike. Breaking ball in the dirt. Flashberg working hard back behind the plate, keeps it in front. So now a runner in motion here. As Diego Gonzalez will get a head start on a 3-2 pitch. Three-two, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Stoker closes it out, and the Cougars will take a 12-10 win over Citrus here on the final day of the regular season for COC. They improved to 22-16 on the year. Tyler Biggs will pick up the win as he came in relief, went 3 1/3. Gave up just 2 runs, one of them earned on just 2 hits. Stoker comes in, strikes out the final 2. And COC will take it 12-10 over Citrus. The final line for COC, 12 runs on 18 hits and 2 errors. For Citrus, 10 runs on 12 hits and no errors. Biggs picks up the win. The loss goes to Jimenez. And Stoker picks up his first save of the year. So that'll do it for us here on the Cougar Sports Network. We thank you for joining us all year long. We don't know if we'll see you for the playoffs. If we do, we're happy to host and happy to have you follow along with us. If not, have a great summer, everybody, and we'll see you next year for more action here on the Cougar Sports Network. As it's just around the corner, football season almost upon us, as the fall coming up pretty fast. But if we don't see you before then, have a great summer, everybody, and thank you for joining us as always.